Okay, so I'm here with Councillor Evan Spencer from Ward 12 here in Calgary. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
My pleasure.
So what drew you to come?
Yeah, when I heard the value proposition in terms of the colliding crisis of the housing and then also the empty commercial space, I saw a real opportunity that it really makes a lot of sense. Bringing the modularity, bringing the resilience together to face this crisis will not only help us solve it, but just make us more financially resilient and offer better options for people that are looking for a home.
How do you think that you as a councillor can help support this?
Yeah, we have the retrofit program here in the city. Obviously, Calgary, as they've outlined, is a bit of an outlier, which is awesome. And I really do believe we need to continue the progress that we've seen here. I think it's a great opportunity for Calgary to lead in addressing these two converging crisis points, and ultimately we can continue to support. So I think that's gonna be important, to just keep putting fuel on the fire.
So I met with a developer earlier today. He was really excited about the potential of the prefab construction as being a really quick turnaround. Does that make sense to you and what you know?
Yeah, the prefab with a quick turnaround makes a huge difference to investors, because once they invest their money, they take their time saying yes, and then they're in a hurry to get a return on their investment. So they like to, once they spend the money, they want to see something built and turned around and be on the market. So that makes sense. And the other thing, I guess, is prefab seems like a good idea because we're short tradespeople. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I think a tradesperson, if they spend 10 hours outdoors, might spend, 6 hours plying their trade, where if they're on a factory floor, they might be able to spend almost the whole 10 hours plying their trade. And when you're short tradespeople, getting more actual pure trade work per day or per hour or per week out of those people is probably important, because they're valuable, they're needed.
So what do you think prefab can do for us here?
Well, I think the biggest part is the office conversion, from office conversion to residential. We know we have a huge housing crisis in Canada. It's really difficult to buy a home that's affordable, but also rents are way up. They're basically doubled in certain parts of the country. That's ridiculous. And if Calgary can kind of be the test bed for converting old office buildings that people really don't want to move into, or for companies that just don't need that much space anymore, conversions is the way to go. And if this is a way to do it that is faster, better, cheaper, smarter, then let's just do it.
So how do you think companies like Arthroto can help?
So I think they're filling in the gap. So I think they're starting and they're taking chances. That's what I was talking to some of the principals involved, is taking chances, entrepreneurship. That's what the private sector is really good at. People shouldn't be looking to the government to lead the way. Really, it's private companies like this one, like Dirt, which are leading the way in doing things differently and imagining how you could, renovate a space for residential uses that wasn't traditionally like that. I think that's the opportunity here.
I know tonight they're really looking for partners and people to work with. So what would you say to anybody who's thinking about getting in contact with this group?
So I think they should absolutely reach out to them, reach out to Doug Hayden and others, and reach out, to like local chambers of commerce. And those are connectors. They're the community connectors. There's a network that you can create there. They've already started doing this right here. Just reach out, and it's totally worth the opportunity. You never know until you ask. And then if you don't ask, you don't get the opportunity. So just go reach out.